name is Thomas LEDFORD, aka Taxman88, and I'm here to share in this video an alternative method to starting your own tax preparation business that's out there that no one really talks about, but it is an option. One of the least most used options, but it is an option. So I decided to talk about this other option on starting your own tax preparation business inside this video. So with my 19 years of experience, 13 as a business owner, this is an option that can be used by someone who doesn't necessarily want to go through all the steps needed to get started, but want to take a very short and simple method to getting started. This is an alternative method to making that happen for yourself. So when it comes to some of the things I'm going to talk about in this video, I'm going to leave out the traditional path on what I would normally talk about when it comes to helping you start your own tax preparation business. I'm going to leave a portion of that out because in this alternative method, those steps are not needed to get started. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the simple, short steps on what it's going to take to have a tax preparation business that's not based on the normal tax preparation setup. So if you're looking to start a tax preparation business and you don't want to go the traditional route, this is an alternative route that may be a good starting point for you to see if this is a good fit for you for being in this industry in the first place. What I'm doing in videos now, I'm sending people to free resources that they can check out to see if this information is something they can wrap their mind around, to see if this is a good fit for them when it comes to the career and business model they chose when it comes to tax preparation. Because in this industry, everyone can't do what I do. Everyone can't wrap their mind around the knowledge that's going to be needed to be in this industry in the first place. So that's the first hurdle people are going to run across. So if you decide that's you, that the free resources I'm going to send you to, you can't wrap your mind around that information, then you definitely want to think about another alternative method to another business model that might be a good fit for you other than tax preparation. So in this video, we're going to get into it with a very simple way to start your own tax preparation business that's going to cut out the traditional method that I normally take my clients through who look to start their own tax preparation service. So what we're going to cut out is we're not going to talk about the EFIN or the third-party banks. So that step is going to be not even discussed in this video because this is the alternative method to get it started. So when we look at it from that standpoint, then all you really need is a PTIN, which is a number you use to sign your tax returns with that all paid preparers must have. Two, we look at the business structure still. We look at making sure you still have a business account, you know what I'm saying? So some aspects of what we talk about doing with the alternative method that still need to be put in place is just some key components that allows you to collect the money will be missing. So that's going to be really the essence of this alternative method, is that you won't have a system in place that's going to collect money for you without you getting it from the client directly. And so that's the real big alternative method to start your own tax preparation business. Meaning, if you got the knowledge and the skills to prepare tax returns with, you can go out there and get clients, have them pay you up front, provide the service, and you just made you some money. So this is the alternative method where if you can go out there successfully day in and day out and bring in clients into your business where you're going to have clients who are going to pay you out of pocket because you're going to let them know up front that I charge a certain fee and it's had to be paid once services are rendered. So after you finish your tax return and whatever results they get, they're either going to pay you or they're not. And so based on what your price point is going to be, it's going to dictate how well people are going to be willing to pay you based on the type of clientele you go out there and get. So being a new person who wants to start their own tax preparation business, then you must have some knowledge and some skills and some other areas that's going to allow you to go out there and get particular type of clients who we call high-end clients who have high-end income where they can pay the fees needed out of pocket to pay you, because low-income families who have children traditionally get nice-sized refunds where they used to not paying out of pocket. They used to going to tax firms and being able to have their fees taken out of the refund. So those group of people won't be appealing to you and you won't be appealing to them if they got to pay up front. And then number two, you don't want to lowball yourself to the point where you're only charging $75 to $150 to service a client because you can't have the fees taken out of the refund because you don't have that system put in place. You definitely don't want to do that either. So since you don't want to lowball yourself and you want to be able to make significant income providing the service of tax preparation, then you need to go out to a certain type of client who makes a significant income level, who used to paying out of pocket anyway, because those people generally don't get a refund anyway. So people who don't generally get a refund, they generally pay out of pocket anyway. So out of a group of people that you want to go out and get, there's high-end clients who make high-end income, who don't get a refund anyway, who used to pay out of pocket. And the problem with that concept is, how well, with you being new to having your own tax preparation business, can you go out there and get high-end clients? It's going to be the problem. Because see, high-end clients are looking for people who got skills, who got knowledge, who got insight, who got certain certifications and things under their belt that's going to make them feel comfortable and confident with them doing business with you. So if you can go out there and make a person feel comfortable and confident with doing business with you, regardless of the lack of those skills and certifications and licensing, then my hat's off to you. Make it happen for yourself, because it is possible if you believe you can do it. So that's an alternative method to starting your own tax preparation business. A, we still want to have a business license. B, we still got to get the PTIN, which stands for Prepared Tax Identification Number, which anybody who get paid to do a tax return must have through the IRS.gov website. 3, we want to definitely still talk about business structure and have you structured in such a way that protects you and your business. 4, we still talk about the different types of software options based on your budget. Is going to be the key to that, because when it comes to the question people ask the most, they ask what's the most user-friendly, what's the best software to use. There's no such thing as the best anything. The question you want to ask is what's the most user-friendly software that you can use, that you can afford. So based on your budget for software, say if you were working with me inside my coaching program, I would ask you how much are you willing to spend for software. And if you told me $500, then I would show you software that fell into the $500 or less range, let you check out the demo versions of those software and let you decide for yourself which one is best for you. And so that's how that goes when it comes to the question of what's the best software. There's no such beast as the best of anything. The question you want to ask yourself going forward is, what's the best user-friendly software for me based on my budget? And that's how I break it down to the clients that I work with who work with me with starting their own tax preparation business. And so that concept applies to any software regardless of what it's designed to do. You want the most user-friendly software regardless of what it is that's best for you, that's easy for you to use and affordable. So that's the concept behind software, because all software is not created equal. Some software are going to be more complex and cumbersome and frustrating to use than others, but the only way to find out is to check out several different softwares to see which one you can use that's more user-friendly for you, and at the same time as a bonus, affordable based on your budget. And so that's the concept about that. When it comes to working virtually, a lot of people want to tie in working virtually based on the software. It's not about the software when it comes to working virtually. And this is just my opinion based on being in this industry as long as I have. I've been working virtually for years. I use a laptop, I use desktop version software, and I can go anywhere I just choose to go and service a client with my laptop and the software that I use on the laptop, because I don't need the internet. Web-based software, you are forced to have the internet unless you're using web-based software that has the feature where you can use it offline. So if you have software that's web-based, but it also has the capability of letting you use it and prepare returns offline, then you definitely got it going on when it comes to that type of software. That's the type of software, if you lean into a web-based, you want to be able to try to find if possible. And so I know my tax prep office has that function where you can work offline and still do tax returns with that software, just in case your internet went down or internet access just wasn't available at the time for whatever reason. You still will be able to prepare a return with my tax prep office. So that's just a footnote on that particular software having that function. Another thing you want to think about also is the supplies you're going to need. And the supplies you're going to need, it's going to be the basic supplies we all need when it comes to pens, paper clips, client data sheets are sheets that we use to collect data from the clients who normally came into the brick and mortar tax office would fill out in the waiting area. And once they fill out the paperwork, once we collected all the documentation from them and made copies of everything that was required to, they would sit there, fill out their data sheet. Once they finished, they would be seated with a tax preparer to do their taxes. And so that same concept is what you need to have with you when you're working virtual. You want to have your client data sheet. You want to have the basic necessities needed to go along with doing business, with pens, paper, scissors, paper clips, calculator, whatever you think you're going to need when you're out there and about going to other people's homes preparing taxes if you plan on going virtual on that level. That's what I do. I go to other people's houses and do their taxes because it's to my benefit. I want to maximize my profits by being able to go to you if I don't want you coming to me. And see, that's the difference. If I don't want you coming to where I live, then I got to be willing to go to where you live or meet in a neutral public territory as a second option. But the bottom line is you don't want to miss no money because you're not willing to A, go to them, or B, them coming to you. And so that's another thing you want to think about when it comes to working virtual. So I got clients who definitely don't want nobody coming to them, and they definitely don't want to go to nobody. So with that mindset, you got to set the tone, you got to set the stage to let people know that, hey, I don't want nobody coming to me, and I'm not going to anyone. My interaction with you will be strictly virtual, strictly remotely, strictly using certain resources and certain equipment and tools to get the job done. Meaning our phone is going to be our primary way of communicating with one another on what we need to happen. Then giving instructions to the client on what you need them to do next is going to be the key to you working virtual, where you don't want people to come to you and you are not going to them. So if you're going to be a strictly standalone virtual entity, then you got to set the stage up front on what you want out of the client, and then they get to decide if you're a right fit for them. And more likely, if you're going to be that stringent with your business, you're going to lose a lot of people. And so just understand that up front. And so when it comes to doing what I do and servicing clients and being in this pandemic situation where we all forced to work virtually, then you got to ask yourself, what are you willing to do? Especially if you're a new business owner, you're new to this industry, you're new to getting started, you're new to making money. You don't want to step on your own toes before you get started by putting yourself in a box on all the things you're not going to do. That's going to allow you to attract clients to you because you say you're not going to do them. And so those are things you got to think about as a business owner inside your business. And so this alternative method and the information I'm giving you, it applies to regardless if you're doing a traditional method or not. The information is universal and evergreen to whatever model of business you're doing when it comes to the tax preparation form of business. So another thing we want to talk about is what marketing strategy are you going to employ that's going to help you to go out and get clients? Because with the situation being where foot traffic is restricted and you're not willing to let people come to you and you're not going to people, then you definitely got to have a hellified marketing plan that you're going to be able to put in place on a daily basis that's going to allow you to get clients inside your business that's going to allow you to make money. And so that's where you're at when it comes to that. So those are the things I talk about with my clients who's inside my mentorship and coaching program. So if you're looking to start your own tax preparation business and you want to get started from a standpoint of, hey, I don't have an EFIN application, which is the e-file provider's application I need to allow me to buy professional software and work with third-party banks, then the alternative method to not having that capability means the clientele you're going to go out and get must be people who can afford to pay your prices without you lowballing yourself. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so every time I go live, upload a video, you'll be notified. Please join my email list so you can be updated on what's happening in the industry that may affect you and your family and your business if you happen to be in this tax preparation industry. And also you can receive 20 to 50% off all my products and services. If you find that what I offer and what I do happens to be of value to you, you want to position yourself to get a discount from that. And the cheapest and easiest way to do that is be a part of my email list. And so if you have any questions or concerns about this video and the alternative method to getting started, please don't hesitate to reach out to me and call me, email me, text me. Let's talk, let's chat, let's connect. Let's see if we're a good fit for working on one another. Let's see if we're a good fit for getting you up and running and making some type of money in 2021 through this alternative method, and I'll see you in my next video.